You lucky little bitches get at least 2 bonus videos this week because my usual videos are already uploaded and like planned out for the release. But today is the first bonus video, the first impression look with the Anastasia Beverly Hills for Romance palette. Then I want to do on Friday a bonus video that we are going to talk about in a minute. And if finally Hourglass would just process my order after I paid for express shipping last Wednesday, so nearly a week ago, then you will get a bonus palette on the jellyfish palette. But you get a bonus palette? No, then you would get a bonus video on the jellyfish palette. But they kind of don't like me at all, so we will see how that will work out. But let's talk about the Anastasia Beverly Hills for Romance palette. This is a first impression. You will go with me through the look. And let me just spoiler you. I hate everything about this look. Like, this is a complete letdown. I am so fucking disappointed that I just want to take this makeup off. If I didn't have to work today, I would wash this off. Because this is so shitty. I don't have words for it. But you know, first impression is a first impression. Maybe I'm the fault. Maybe I'm not. We don't know. Because I will use this palette for the rest of the week. That means, until Saturday. Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And on Saturday, you will get the bonus video where I show you all those 4 other looks, like one after another, and then one final review in the end. But now let's head into the look. I already uploaded swatches of this palette, so if you want to see them, I uploaded them as a shorts video. And if you want to see a comparison between this, Cosmos, Rose Metals, and Nouveau, head over to TikTok or Instagram. I did a longer video on shades that, in my opinions, are kind of dupes in between those 4 palettes. Okay, so I'm starting this look with Twilight, which is the darkest, or the darker green. It's not the darkest color. Crimson is the darkest. But we're starting with Twilight as the darkest green. And I apply this directly on the outer corner. Blend that a bit, like so. And of course on the inner part, because I want to do a little halo eye moment today. I have to say, I do feel a bit uninspired with this palette. When I got Cosmos the first time, I literally shat my pants. I had so many ideas, and if you remember, I don't even know it was on YouTube, because you know, YouTube shorts, only 1 minute, like what the fuck? Give us at least 90 seconds. But I created 3 or 4 looks just for the for Instagram and TikTok. Not even to count the looks that I did without filming, and I really liked the Cosmos palette, but with this one I do feel, I don't know, I do feel uninspired, as I said. I'm now going into Thorns, which is the lighter green, and this has tiny little like specks of glitter through it, which is something that especially I see in ABH shadows. These specks of glitter are here to help you with blending. So personally, I do not see the need. I can blend all the other shades, darker shades especially too. I don't need the glitter specks in them because they just blend away, so I don't see the whole necessity of them, but it's okay, it's a choice, I respect that choice, and I can work with that. Am I crazy or is this super patchy? I'm taking a very fluffy clean brush and I just at first blend over the edges, like in this crease and transition area, to kind of smooth it out, because I feel like it is very, very patchy. And I have done everything as usual. So I've used the Milani eye primer, which I'm about to use up, and I powdered it. I mean, look at this eye. This looks like a patchy fucking mess. What the fuck? I mean, I do have sometimes problems with especially this eye, but not that bad. Like, help. Send makeup, help. On that same fluffy brush, I now use Leather, which is the lightest blending shade they have. And I just, with a very, very light hand, go over these edges once more for a very diffused look. Just like that. It helped, I feel like. did. But it kind of mushed all together into one shade, so not happy to be honest. But we will not give up. And you know, I can't do it without trusty little glitter glue. By the way, this 2 or 3 year old squeeze tube of Too Faced glitter glue is nearly at its end, so do you have any recommendations for glitter glue? Because I think in my backup drawer I do have the NYX glitter glue, which is probably the same. But if you have any other recommendations, let me know. But please not Too Faced again, because I feel like they reformulated their eye primers. I used to love their original Shadow Insurance. And when I tried this last year, or I think it was somewhere last year, I got such a rash on my eyes because they changed something in the formula, and I saw on Reddit in a couple posts that people felt the same. So they did something that clearly was not good. I'm now using Crown, which is this, it's like a duochrome, but a very soft duochrome. When I did the swatches, this is very, very wet looking. And I apply this in the center, and I am right, this is super duper wet looking. This has a kind of translucent base, so like, when I compare this with like photo editing or like drawing in Procreate, for example, when you turn down the opacity a bit, it's like this has just 20% or 30% opacity. It is opaque enough to cover up the skin, but I can see on top of the darker shades where I applied this, it kind of binds together and lets the darkness shine through in a very nice way. So when I cleaned up the under eyes, I accidentally cleaned up a bit too far here and a bit too far here, and then I went all around this, and now I feel like I'm left with this completely sharp line. I tried to blend that out again, but I kind of fucked up the look. And to be honest, I'm not really happy with it. Like, not only the like fucked up sharp line that I did to myself that has nothing to do with the palette, it's just the whole feeling while blending. So let's now just finish the eye look, and hopefully I can save whatever I've done here. Tapping into Thorns with one of those like very straight liner brushes, and I just apply this all along the lower lash line. Do we need a liner for this look? I feel like it could benefit from a liner. On a very small pencil brush, I'm going into leather again. And I think you know what I will do. I just blend out that green with it. Everything around this area just completely mixed into one muddy puddle of shit. I am very disappointed right now. I'm going into Smoke, which is actually a really pretty fally taupe color without being too gray. That actually I really like. When I swatched it yesterday the first time, I was like, ooh, that's a pretty color. Now I use this as inner corner shade. I mean, look at this. This is super intense. This is like taupe without being too gray. And instead of having too much of a gray like undertone to it, they went with a khaki green undertone, which I absolutely like. So I dragged it again a bit into the crease. Let me now just finish the rest of the makeup with mascara and shit. Then I will come back for some final thoughts. But spoiler alert, I'm not happy. Okay, the makeup is done now, and let me just tell you how much this palette is a letdown for me upon first impression. Everything about this eye look is nothing as I anticipated it, you know? The greens kind of all blended together in one muddy mess, everything mushed like potatoes, and it's awful. And I usually love monochromatic khaki green eye looks. And I do have palettes I can achieve that with. For example, Beauty Bay Earthy is the perfect palette to do something like this. Or anything else that has somewhat of a green going on. the palette, the matte quality in here, and you can, I mean, argue with me on that, but this is different than Nouveau, than Cosmos, than Rose Metals. Because I fell in love with the matte quality of Rose Metals, then I bought Nouveau, and then I was like all over the moon for the Cosmos palette. This is different. But you know, a first impression does not tell everything. Maybe I am the problem, maybe I did the mistake. So we will see how I feel about this palette on Friday's video. So if you want to follow up with that, and if you don't want to miss that, don't forget to subscribe. Check out the links down below. You can support my channel. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok and shit. And I will see you in the next one.